Yeah? Okay. So, good luck.
Okay, coaches, I'm going to explain a couple things that are on my practice for today. This is the practice that's not a secret. They can see it. We are going to first not warm up by tradition. I call it the recess rule. The science, coaches, is that 326 studies by the Center for Disease Control in the United States found no reduction in injury between the people who did not warm up but instead just started to play small to big and the people who warmed up. The injury rate was the same. In 20 of the studies, the performance was less if they warmed up and stretched. That was for weightlifting. It doesn't help weightlifting. I call it recess, which in English is they study for they sit there and study for 2 hours from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock in the morning. Mathematics, language, and then the bell rings in the school to go outside. And I have never seen a child run out to play sport after sitting for 2 hours and say, okay, hang on, and start to run around the court. They never run. They go directly to the sport. I've never seen them sit there and go to all their friends, wait for me, don't play basketball, wait, I need to stretch. I'm supposed to stretch. No, wait, please wait for me. They don't. They immediately go out and play. And so if we can do this, as we're going to show the kids, we gain maybe 15 minutes every practice where I'm not running and I'm not stretching. I'm just playing little to big. Little because I've been sitting there for 2 hours. I'm not quite ready to go full speed, but I can play easy parts of the game. So that's recess rule. What the ladies have learned is that I love children who come to the gym early. I want to give them something to do. The net is not up. It is, but it's not right now. Pretending there's no net. And only one player came to the gym. She's my first one. She is the early one. And she comes with her volleyball. And so she's going to show you against this wall what she would do. Now, we know this is soft, and we know that is hard, and so that is the top of the net. That's what that is pretending to be. It's a little higher than usual, but for her, she's actually learning to hit over the block. Over the block. So she is all alone. None of her friends are here yet. And so she would do something like this against the wall. Okay? No, that's not what we said. Let's try it again. Come back here. Back off. Serve. Pass. No, pass to yourself. Pass to yourself. Pass it, set it, and then put it over the net. Okay, go. So serve. She passes it, she sets it, and then she hits it over the net. Third ball goes over the net. Pass, set, now over the net. Oh, that went into the net. Pass, set, and put it over the net. Okay. If she gets good at that and then comes into a game of volleyball, she will pass off the net, she will set off the net, and she will hit the third ball where? Over the net. Here is young John KESSEL. Excellent. Okay, stop for a second. I'll take a ball. This is me very young. This is what I let them do. And if I let them do that, I am teaching them that when they get into the game of volleyball, where should they spike the ball? Under the net. Low maybe, high maybe, but under the net. I don't want to know how. That's just the negative mistake. From here to here is negative, and from here to there is positive. I even put on my net sometimes, hell, heaven. Because that's what happens. If you hit it into heaven, you have a chance. If you hit it into hell, you never get a point in your life. So I understand that when I was young, I taught this because I thought I was teaching wrist snap. But when they would then go into the game, they would hit it in the net. It was my fault. I taught them to hit into the net. I don't want to do that. So two kids, she's back, and a friend comes. Where was the other gal? Just, a friend comes. And now they start to play real volleyball against the wall. So they serve, she passes, she sets, she hits over the net, and they alternate. This is called real ball control, coaches. This is real, not, oh, look, brrr. That's no value. Pass off the net, set off the net, hit the third ball over the net, that's real volleyball. All right, see how you do. Okay? They've never done it before, so this is interesting. All right, take it away, see if you can do it. Yeah. So there's the serve, here's the pass, there's the set. Nope. Now you're a team of two. So she will set you. Okay. Ooh, tough serve. An ace serve. Another ace serve. Oh, she got it. Over the net. Now dig it and set it. And this is what we want. They've never done it, so they're not good at it yet. But if they get good at this, and then they come into your game, they play volleyball, because this is volleyball. Okay? So I've said I like to teach competition. They just did what we call four in a row. All of these girls now are going to go find a spot in the gym, including here's one, in groups of two. And ladies, you're wait. How many in a row can you do? Because the winner gets the most in a row. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So everything I'm showing you right now, go ahead, go play. Against the wall. Everything I'm showing you right now is because there's no net up. There is no net up right now. And so they are practicing as much as they can alone or with one friend. Do that, good. Nice hustle, nice hustle. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so the other thing you're seeing is that I am not running the drill. They are doing everything. And I will go around and teach technique. I will stop and say, your hands need, I can coach because I'm not running the warm-up. They are running everything. Okay. All right. We talked to the ladies about when a coach blows the whistle, should you walk in or should you run in? And they understand that if they run, they will get back to volleyball sooner. If they walk, they learn less. If they run, two things. I never make them run just for running. I don't. I make them run every time I blow the whistle. That gets them in shape, but it means I learn faster. Okay, so now we're going to do 2 versus 0 because the ribbon is up or the net. It's just harder with a net. And we're going to do a similar game called 2 versus 0. So we practiced it over here. Do you remember? Okay. So here's the first example. The ball gets served, and then the server becomes the setter. The setter sets and then becomes the digger, and then the hitter becomes the setter, and they play the game of volleyball the way we want. Third ball over the net, first ball off the net, second ball along the net, third ball over the net. But there's only 2 of them because they just came into the gym and this is their warm-up. And if you do this for 5 minutes, they get very tired. If they are very good, they get very tired very quickly. All right? So, part of the habit that we're changing is not back and forth. No, a ball comes over, it goes up. It gets set, and then it goes over. And that takes some relearning. Okay, ladies, hold the balls. What we're going to do is for younger kids. So you are good at this, you are good at this, and you are good at this. But I want you to pretend that you're 10. And 10-year-olds can't do all that. So I want you to set, set, and set. But still, 1, 2, moving back and forth. But only with setting. Okay? Go. So this version is the warm-up version for 8-year-olds or 10-year-olds or beginners who are older who can't do everything, but they can slap, slap, slap. They can do slap, slap, slap. So if they do this, they get warm very fast because no. 1, 2, 3. 1, good. Good. Now back up. Good. Get closer. Back up, back up. Good. Okay. What you're seeing is the way our clubs warm up because we teach moving, and we teach the right skill, not. All right? Now, hold the balls for a second. If we're playing volleyball, normally you don't pass the ball straight back after you serve receive. A serve receiver puts it to the setter. And where is the setter probably on the court? Right in front of you, or probably more to the right? A little bit to the right. So what I'd like the runner to do now is, after you serve, don't go straight. Serve and go over to here. So you pass it to me here, still this. Then I set you, and then I do something, coaches, very important after I set. I'll show it from this angle. I am here, I set, and then I read the hitter. The entire time I'm backing up, I'm watching the hitter to see what he or she is gonna do. And I don't just set and then turn around. You know, I don't set and look at the floor and look at my feet. I set and then I read the hitter, and I start to learn new things that person that's hitting is going to do. So if you would now back up on an angle. Go. Back to your groups of two. So this is a little bit better in my book. Not that straight is a problem, but this is a little better. Nice. Okay, hold the balls. Thank you, high five you. You came in fast, thank you. Now we're gonna get in groups of 3. So the next way we use the ribbon for practice is we get into groups of 3. And in the first version, the setter is going to set for this teammate and then duck over to this side. As the third ball goes over, set for this side, duck over to this side, and set for that side. So now you're in groups of 3 with the one setter setting and setting and setting and setting. Setter stays, no movement as much. All right, get in groups of 3. Groups of 3. We should have 5 groups of 3 as I counted. So this is stage number 1 of 1 versus 1 plus 1. When you look on there, it says 3 versus 0, but it also says 1 versus 1 plus 1. This is version 1. Okay, keep going. These kids are pretty good, so I'd like you as the setter to back set. So you're gonna run to here and back set for her, and then you're gonna run to here and back set for her, okay? Otherwise, same thing. So this is the next stage where even little kids learn to back set. So this group over here by my board, coaches, is back setting on purpose. She's supposed to be back setting. Yeah, she's got it. She's got it. I don't know, they're front setting or back setting? I don't know. Okay. Ah, yeah. So this athlete should back set one and front set one. So this one you should front set, and then when you come over here, you should back set. And then, do you see how that one works, coaches? Just a little change. It's still the same drill in my brain, but it's getting like, when you do this back setting one that they're doing here on the far side, what happens is that they get very good at getting the ball from position 2 and still back setting. And they don't think it's hard because they're only 10 years old and they're doing the back set right away. Okay, hold the balls. Okay, so let me show you one mistake I'm making. Coach is making a mistake because they have only had to run 4 meters, and these kids have to run 20 meters. So when I blow the whistle, I should make sure that I'm calling them from different places in the gym so that this group has to run much further and not one group running all the way and the other group being lucky. So I won't stay here all the time. The reason I'm doing this is because my board is over here. That is what our practice will be. And so I normally have my board here, and that lets me talk over there, talk here, and talk over there, and then they run different distances every time I blow the whistle. Okay. But you guys are running great, so thank you. Notice what's happened here. I see 4 of the ladies doing what? We didn't run, we didn't stretch. We start with small volleyball, easy. And yes, if we had time, we would pass, set, hit. And then the last one I want you to see is this. If I can steal this ball. If you can hold this for a second.
Hello.
Nice boy. All right. Watch who's worried. You ready? You guys ready? Okay. Everybody here in front of me flinches. The girls over here are going. The girls over here are. So now I want you to start hitting again. Just even roll shotting. I want them to roll shot, but I want them to stop hitting where they look, because the vast majority of children and medium level players hit where they look, which makes my job as a digger easy. So when they're little, I want them to stop hitting where they're looking. So if you were playing me right now, they're worried because I hit wrist away. And right now, as I get ready to hit you, they're worried because I hit cross my body. And ladies, if I'm on the net here, as a right-hander, I do this to hit inside the 3-meter line. It's called wrist away. And I do this to hit down the line. We also want to spike from here. And so if I'm here, I do this wrist away to hit it down the line, and I do this across my body to hit it inside the 3-meter line. So we want you to now look at your teammate and then decide, do I turn here and do wrist away, or do I turn here and hit it to my teammate across my body? Okay, so change the setter, rotate the setter one position, but the 2 people should now hit shots above their head. Go. Groups of 3. So another thing that's happening here. Yeah, another thing that's happening here, everything you're seeing here can be done by the two children that come in early and want to work on their shots. Against the wall, here's the wall, you guys, I turn here and I hit wrist away. I turn here and I hit across my body. I don't just hit where I look. I have to get them to stop hitting where they look, and that's what this is all about. Okay, go, yeah.
Can you explain me one more time? I didn't.
Sure. They normally hit where they look, or right-handed, hit where they look. Now I want them to do this and still hit to their teammate this way, or they can choose this and go across their body. Again, we're, in the interest of time, we're going to be going pretty fast here. Yeah. So you can see they just don't know this yet. They've always hit where they look. All right. Come on in here. Okay, now we're going to go back to everything is a set. We're going to go back to being 10. But I'm not going to give them the answer, coaches. I'm not going to tell them the answer. There's 3 of you still, but I want you to always change positions every time the ball goes over the net. How you do that, you have to think about. How you do it, I'm not going to tell you. Okay, you have to change positions every time one position, every time the ball goes over the net. So there's 2 things happening here. The first thing that's happening is that I didn't tell them the answer. I didn't show them the answer. When the players have to figure the answer out themselves, they remember it better than when I tell them what to do. My job is to help them remember longer and deeper. The best example of what is called implicit learning, the best example is bike riding. You had to figure out everything about bike riding by yourself. And now, if you haven't ridden the bike for 2 years, you get on the bike and you ride because you implicitly learned it. You learned it the best. So they're struggling. They're not sure how to make the pattern work. And they're not quite there on any of them, I bet. I can only imagine it takes a while to figure out the answer. Oh, no, everybody, remember, everybody is setting. Set, 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 set. So you set, set, set. But still change positions. But everything is overhead pass. All right, let's see. 1, 2, over. Did they figure it out over here? I think they've done that. They figured it out here. Yep, they figured it out. The weave pattern is the hitter becomes the next side setter, and that's all you do. And if the hitter becomes the next side setter, they stop being static and they start moving. They start moving. So they're moving now, which is good. And they've got it over here too. The third hitter becomes the next side setter. So that's good. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to do what is called winners stay on, or losers become the net. Okay? What that means is this. I'll take the three of you, whichever, I don't know, three of you, okay? So no ribbon right now. You're going to start here on the red line, one of you. You're going to start here about the red line, the other, and you are the net. So this athlete is the net. If I have a tournament, I can be outside on the street with no ribbon, no net, and I can warm up like this in a way that's like the game. It's called winners stay on, loser becomes the net. So your ball should go where first? Over the net, right? Because you're serving. You can jump and block, and if they set it too close, you can block them, but you can't move forward because the net doesn't go this way, the net goes this way. So you can go along the net, but you can't go towards them. But your arm should be high, so they have to hit it over the net, okay? Now, because there's just one of us, this is a team of one, you now pass it to yourself, set it to yourself, and then hit it over. And then you turn around and watch her, and she passes to herself, sets to herself, and puts it over. Okay? Go. So arms up, net go up, there you go. All right? Yeah, good. I think you got a chance. Oh! Oh, you had a chance. You got a chance again, yeah. And loser becomes the net. Winner stays. So the winner stays on, and the loser becomes the net. Go. Okay? Everybody else, go do it in the middle of the gym. Everybody else, in groups of 3. This is good. Mm-hmm. Loser, 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 loser. So, and I could say that was out. I would say it was out. So you are the net, and you are there because it was out. So this is fun with 3, but in a minute we're going to bring them into 6, and they play doubles. And they go out in the parking lot, and they get really good at volleyball because they're playing volleyball with a net that's 2 people. Okay. Okay, now you're going to be playing doubles. So you're going to get in a group of 6, 2, 2, 2. Same game. Loser is the net, but you're playing doubles. So I pass it to you. You said, we play real volleyball. Okay? But we are 6. I think we have 6, 6, and then we still have one group of 3. I think we have 6, 6, and a group of 3. So some of you guys go over there. Go over there. So you are a group of 3, so you just do the normal. And you are 2, 2, 2. Just one ball. I'll take the ball.
You're okay on time, but we need to tell you because of the 2 injuries now, we're going to cancel the coaches tournament.
Oh, okay.
Because we don't want to risk anything.
Okay.
But
What is my
you
stop time?
you have another hour if you
Oh,
want.
great. I will. I'll use it. Okay. So, coaches, one of the differences that I'm seeing in Europe versus my kids, at least, is that they have never asked me, how do I win this game? And that's what I'm used to hearing if I don't give the how do you win it. Now, winning, I told him one time, winning was how many in a row can you do as a high, and you're looking to see if you can beat everybody else who has a number 2, and you're attempting to get the highest in a row. In this game, you're actually playing volleyball, and every time you stay on, you should get a point. And at the end of 5 or 10 minutes of this, they come together and they look at each other. At least in their group of 3, they can say, we got 7, what did you get? And we got 4, and we got 10. Okay, the 10 wins that group of 6. But you can also say, well, you got 10, how many did you guys get? And if they got 12, the team of 2 that got 12 is the winner for the day. And they get to spike extra, or they get to do serving while everybody else is doing something else. Sometimes I have a reward. So now we're going to do a game that is called Don't Drop the Baby. Coaches, I'm pretty game-like, but there are times that you want, because your kids are sad about something, maybe they had a test and they're not doing good because it was finals week. So you change practice to be a little bit more crazy or fun. And when you want to get a laugh and hear them yell and scream and forget what was hurting them, you play Don't Drop the Baby. So now we're on the ribbon. If the 6 of you that are over here are on the ribbon, and it's you 2 against you 2. And now I had a group over here. I have 2 more against 2 more here. And then you guys wait, but you'll be doing 2 against 2 over there. Okay, so you're over here, I think. You must be over here with her. And you're over here. And the 2 of you. And we need 1 more player for her. And we need 1 more player now for her. A teammate for her. Okay, thank you. All right. So in Don't Drop the Baby, it's still doubles volleyball. Pass, set, spike. But the problem is that each team has a baby. So you have a baby, and can you get me 1 more ball? And they have a baby, and you are going to serve just like regular volleyball. And if you serve at her, what does she have to do? She has to give you the baby, so throw it to her, and then you'll pass it, and then as soon as she passes it, you have to get rid of your baby to set her, and then you have to swap the baby back. okay? And then when the ball comes over, because you have a baby, if it comes to you, you got to get rid of the baby, and it's pretty simple. Now, here's the fun part. In America, some of our people say, oh, you shouldn't be dropping babies. So you can also say, don't drop the golden egg. And it's the golden egg that you don't want to break, okay? But I like don't drop the baby, so. All right, so you guys get 3 balls, and you guys get 3 balls, and let's see how many we've got left. Did we lose a couple? No, we're good. Okay, so you can play, just 4. So she's here. And he's going to be the other baby dropper. Okay? So you're going to play 2-on-2 over the ribbon here. Okay, the 3 of you can have 1 baby. Okay? So give them a baby. Okay, so now the serve comes over, and you have to give the baby to them as the ball comes over. And then you have to, yeah. No, you go 3 hits, she just does 1. Okay? There are a lot of dead babies out here right now, I gotta say. All right. Well done. How many in a row was your highest? And they forget to keep score. So I got to keep helping them keep score, because it just so happens when they come into here in a match, that thing up on the wall, every rally changes points. And so I want my kids to be comfortable with competition. I want them to be comfortable with scoring. And you can cooperate, which is what's happening here. They're working to see if we can get the most in a row, but you can also go to competitive depending on how you want to do it. And then there's a thing called transition scoring, where you cooperate to 4 in a row and then you compete. And then when the ball hits the floor, it's 1-0. Then you cooperate for 4 in a row, and then you compete. And that's called transition scoring, and I'm good with that too. Ladies, if you get some water, that would be great. And we'll be back in a second. CEV, Kat, I need some help. We're going to put the one right here. One of these two blue things on the chain right here. Now?
Them in the middle.
Yeah, in the middle. In the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's two things going on out here for all of you. The first thing, coaches, is this. Over here on this ribbon and over there on that ribbon is a knot that's called the trucker's knot. And in a trucker's knot, I can make it super tight, and to loosen it, I just go off of this loop that I put into here. But I can make it be very tight by pulling on it, by pulling on this knot, okay? This one I'm gonna take this one down, but not yet, Kitty Pong. I'm gonna show the knot over here. Again, the knot is here, and we call it a trucker's knot, but it takes advantage of the laws of physics by making a loop in the rope here, making a loop in the rope right here, and then to tighten it, all I do is pull, pull, pull until it's really tight. I'm pretty sure I could pull this so tight that the poles would fall down. I'm not going to do that, but I'm pretty sure I can put that much leverage on it. But what I do is I go to here, and I pinch it, and I put in a slip knot. Then, after 45 minutes of practice with the ribbon, I go to the ribbon and I just pull it here and take it down. In the case of this, we've kept the ribbon so I can roll it up because I have another 30 meters that I could do. Here, what we're doing is, this is a net I created. It goes, one more goes over. It's called 4 nets on a rope. And this one goes all the way down to that blue one. Okay. And the design of this 4 nets on one rope is that when you want to, you bring it together and you have a regulation net here and a regulation net there. But for a lot of children's volleyball, you leave this net here and you slide this net down to here, and now they have their competition court, they have a competition court, and the same over there. Somehow the blue thing, Coach, is gone. Oh, how do we put the chain on the blue? How do we put the chain on? Kitty Pong, we're going to do the trucker knot, but we have to back up the blue thing to the chain. See the chain on the wall? We have to back it up to the chain. I think it hooks in here, maybe? I don't know. So while they figure that out, the reason we're putting it on the chain is because the trucker knot on this rope will make it very tight, and it could pull the poles down if you don't secure the poles. All of this that you're seeing, one of the videos is called Maximum Contact Net System. And in the net system, I prefer, okay, excellent. So they got a little thing there, that's great. Okay, so you can just loop yours there. I want one side to have a trucker knot. I'm not sure if it's that side or this side that's going to get it. Looks like we got to go this way with this a little bit, huh? I got to go this way with this. Okay. So take it out. All right. So we're going to do a trucker's knot here. It's a little high. Nicola is thinking that we could tie it up to this, but it'll be too high for the kids. Yeah, that's a good solution. That's a great solution. A really good solution here by our hosts. Are coming up with a good solution. And now we're going to move the pole farther. Okay? Okay. So with this, Kitty Pong has tied it off pretty tight here. So right here, bring it here. Right here we do this. We put a loop in it. Tight, and keep pulling. Okay, that's pretty tight. Now pinch here and put in a slip knot. So we're pinching it here and we're putting in a slip knot. And so this is now a pretty tight net for children or for adults. And now they have 4 nets on a rope this way. Yeah, we solved it. I can tell you this, if you go on sporting goods online, or you find badminton clubs, you can usually find the same idea and do it with badminton nets. But what you want to do is have all the badminton nets be linked on one rope so you can adjust where they are in the gym. And the way we do our wall in the United States isn't this. What we do, I hope this makes sense. We'll use this as my example. On the wall, you put an eye bolt up at like 4 meters. And then you put another eye bolt down on the floor. And then I tie a rope from the 4 meters high down to here. And so each of the walls, and in the movie you see this, the wall has a single thick but cheap rope. Not an expensive rope, but a rope. And it goes all the way down. That is your standard. And then this loop here, which right now is on a black thing, simply goes around the rope, and when the men's team is in, I put it high, and when the women's team is in, it's here, and when the PE teacher says, okay, we're going to teach youth volleyball, I put it to here, and then when the PE teacher says, I want to do badminton, I put it to that height, and when I say, well, I'd like to do youth tennis, or I'd like to do sitting volleyball, I slide it down the rope to here. And I don't have to do anything but loosen the trucker knot for 30 seconds. And I can slide it anywhere and then tighten it back up. So here's the whole point. Coaches, you know what, coaches? I'm going to pattern interrupt. This is really important. So I want to challenge you that if you have a gym and you only have one ball going around in the air, you should be scrimmaging. You should be playing 6-on-6. You should be playing 3-on-3-on-3-on-3. Everybody should be learning. The challenge that I'm hoping that you to see starting now is that while right now I can take these 15 kids and get them to be in 3 teams and play doubles, and the other group play 1 against 1 or something like that, or 1 against 1 plus 1, or I can send a group in a station to the wall, and every rotation, 3 kids practice against the wall to see who can get the most in a row of pass, set, hit against the wall. The challenge is to get 2 or more balls in the air, because if you only do a drill with 1 ball moving, you should just play 6-on-6, because that's the most game-like thing you can do. And anything else is not as game-like. And so what you've seen here is that we have 4 to 5 balls moving around. What you see here is that I can get the kids on the court, if I had time, to start doing all the things you saw over the ribbon. But that's because I have 3 balls of learning while they've been practicing all this time, and sometimes 4, and sometimes 6. So my challenge as a coach is to come up with 2 balls in the air or more somehow in practice that's game-like. And if you can't, just play 6-on-6. And, oh, yeah, but John, I want to teach digging. 6-on-6 with a dig is 10 points and everything else is 1. And you play 6-on-6 and you reward the skill that you're working on. If you hit line, you get 10 points. If you hit cross court, you get 0. So they work on hitting line. But if there's only 1 ball, just play 6-on-6. What I'm going to show you now, we're going to take this net down, and we're going to show you one more idea, and that is sitting volleyball. And actually, we don't even need to take, we do need to take the net down. So, you've seen the 4 nets on the rope. I'm giving it to the people from Greenland that came the farthest to be here. So when they go home, this net goes home with them. This is the weirdest, longest weird knot I've ever seen. It's like, is it a Bulgarian knot or something? Do I pull it and it goes brrr? Oh, I pulled the wrong one. Okay. So, they've been nice enough to put this one here, but I don't need this one here. So coaches, if we can get rid of this. And I'm going to show you one more idea. And you've been so nice to roll the ribbon up, but is there a ribbon? I'll take that ribbon. And we'll untie this. Yeah, we're going to put the ribbon up, but not this, not this. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So here, ladies, you're going to come out right now if you'll get a volleyball. I'd like you to come out here, 3 volleyballs. 3. I'd like a group of you to be playing right here in front of the red line, but sitting. 3 of you. 3 of you on this side. Thank you. 3 of you, 2 of you here in between the blue line and the white line, and 2 of you over here, and then the rest of you over there. Just 3 balls. 3 balls total. So 1 ball for your group. Just 1 ball for your group. Yeah. 1 ball per group. Okay. So, you saw the picture, and what we're just going to do if we can here is we're going to show how when I lose the gym, or I'm in a ballroom like we were in the classroom, or I'm here in this gym here, and would the rest of you ladies come over here between the blue and the blue? Okay, Kat, can you just tie it around the pole? At this height. Because we're going to do sitting volleyball. That's good. Okay. And then when she's got it tight, okay, I'm going to do my loop over here.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. And if you'll put a loop here, just tie a loop.
Like this one. Okay.
So we're tying a loop in on this corner over here.
I will do it.
And then you grab that and put it through. And then you pull it tight. This way. Okay, ladies, I'd like 3 of you to play here and 3 of you to be playing here. And I'd like 3 of you there, 3 of you there, that's good. And then I'd like the rest of you, which is I think 3, maybe? 3 more. Oh, you can play 4 on 5, that's good. We'll play here. So you're 5 against 4. Coaches, here's what I'm showing that's taking a couple minutes, sorry. A regulation volleyball court can be turned into an almost exactly Paralympic sitting volleyball court because the width of a regulation sitting court is 6 meters. And this is where 12 kids can play sitting volleyball right here. And 12 kids can play sitting volleyball right there. And 12 kids can play sitting volleyball right here. The line is blue, out of bounds is blue. In the regulation court of Paralympic, it's 5 meters deep. This is only 4.5 meters. I don't care. I don't lay another line down. I just play at 4.5 meters because they're not Paralympians, they're adults, they're sponsors that have come into my gym at the Olympic Training Center to become Paralympians and experience sitting volleyball. And they say it's the most fun they've ever had, and they had no idea that it existed, and they actually start to help sitting volleyball because they're playing. So you guys play 3 on 3. For you guys, the red line is out, okay? For you guys, the blue line is out because you've got 4 and you've got 5. Okay? All right. 1 ball, serve and play. So you back up to the red line. 1 of you, just 1 of you. The rest of you are on. You're the server. Or you're serving. Okay, great. Okay. All right. So, ladies, sitting volleyball. You can't be off your bottom. That's sitting volleyball. Sitting volleyball has 4 rule differences. Smaller court and lower net, 1. You can block the serve. In sitting volleyball, it's okay to block the serve. 2. 3, you must keep your bottom, 1 cheek of your bottom on the floor. You can't come off your bottom. It's seated volleyball, sitting volleyball, not I get up on my knees volleyball. You have to play seated. And the last real difference is that, all right, you ready to play? Okay. There you go. All right. You can serve from here. Go. All right. But the sponsors love to play this game because it's a leveler. And even if somebody's on the sponsors team is a good volleyball player, they don't know how to play sitting volleyball. And everybody plays the same. And they play sitting volleyball, and you can get 36 kids here playing on this one court of sitting volleyball. Yeah, nice rally. Good rally. Okay. All right. The last skills we're going to do are on the regular net. So while they finish up with sitting, they brought me swimming noodles. And what these swim noodles are for is to be very low cost antenna. And so here's an antenna, and I'm going to take the court and go to about here, and I'm going to weave it through. And now, without spending money on $100 antennas, I can get my team to have 2 to 3 balls in the air over one net, because I only have one net. And so there's one court. And can you weave this one right about here? Just weave it through. Here's another court, and here's a third court. Okay? All right. So, last idea. If you have a rope, if you have a ribbon, and you lose the gymnasium, you can go to this place out here, you can go to that space over there, you can go into the hotel, into a ballroom, you put a chair down, and you string a rope or a ribbon, and you can learn and play sitting volleyball. And you're still working on overhead passing and reading and everything else. You don't cancel practice. You see if you can find a place to do sitting volleyball in your gym. All right. Balls in the bucket. Balls in the bucket. And if we can take this down. Oh my gosh. Oh. I thought I got to 503 or something. Okay. I just got told 10 minutes, and I thought I had a little bit more time. So we're going to do front back. I'm going to change the noodles now. You guys can see that I could be playing a court here, even full length. I could play a court here, and I could play a court here. But since we're out of time, If you can help me take that one out, and if you can help me take this one out. What we're going to do now is we're going to show a serve-receive drill we do almost every practice. Yeah, we do it every practice. And then we're going to do a pass, set, spike game drill that we do every practice and why, and then we got to quit. So, thanks if you can get that. All right. What I'd like you to do, where's your coach? Or you can do it. If the coach says, practice spiking, show me what that looks like. As a group, you've got 15 kids, so practice spiking, okay? And you got all these balls here. And you can do whatever you want. Yep. Yep. Okay, so the first thing I'm checking to see is what that means to them. And I think it's going to be traditional, which is good. It is. Looks good. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. So I don't know the girls, and I just said to them, let's hit. Practice spiking. And this is the traditional way people learn. They're a little bit better than the men. The men would have this line standing where? Out of bounds. The men always do it from out here, which is worse. The second thing that you're learning, to everybody here from CEV, because of this tradition, everybody thinks that zone 4 is easier to hit than zone 2, because nobody is learning zone 2. Everybody does 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. They're doing a little bit better because they're not throwing the ball to the setter. They're not throwing the ball to the setter. That's a little bit better, but it's not good. Okay? And finally, hold the balls. Stay. Just hold the balls. So the first thing I'm going to ask you to get rid of, please, is teaching your players this skill. This is a skill, and there's another version, and another version. That's a skill you have taught your players. When can you do that in a game? Why do they know it? Because of tradition. I haven't had a knee injury or an ankle injury in over 15 years. It's because, in part, we are now going to learn first to hit from here, and second, even if I hit from here, as soon as I land, what would I like a player to do in a game? And there's two choices. One, there's three choices, personally. No, there's four. I'll show you all four. Here's number one in a game. Hit and become a blocker. And then after become a blocker, I'm okay that you go get the ball. You don't have to go around the pole, but you want to stop and become a blocker. Second choice is what I saw a couple coaches mention, and so this is what I'd like you to do, is you hit, and then you transition to hit again, and then you go get a ball. Imagine if your gym culture taught every kid who hit to move away from the net quickly and then go get a ball, instead of fly underneath the net and go get a ball. You will never have a team that gets blocked and then doesn't know what to do, because they know how to move off. But right now we teach them how to move under, which is probably not a good thing to know. The third thing you do in the game, it's my personal favorite, so you can do this, is they spike. Notice that I'm not hitting against Cuba and doing this. I don't want to know how to go that way. I want to know how to go that way. And the last one that is very Balkan, I think, is this. That's like the game too. I do that in games, but I never go under, and so after this clinic, I hope you teach your kids to never go under, because it's not, you learn how to ankle sprain. You learn how to get too close to the net. The second change we're going to do, ladies, is this. I want you to give the ball to her, and I want you to do this, or do this, and you're going to throw it to here, or you're going to because I want you to pass, set, hit, not set to myself, set, hit, okay? And I'd like you not to do it from here, but I'd like you to do the line from here, okay? So come over here and stand behind here. That way we have to practice transition instead of we're already transitioned, okay? The last thing I'm going to ask you guys to do is come over here. And you to come over here. And you to come over here. And I'd like everybody to hit this side first, and then go get a ball, and then hit this side next. And then go get a ball, and then hit this side, okay? Because you are going to be setting the back set. Now, a good mistake in a good mistake in front setting, her body is there, is off the net. But what does this body position teach on the back set? Too close to the net. So I want these young players to set the D. That's my gym. It could be the 9 in some of you, but I want you to set this set. Not this set, not this set, not this set. It comes from them. You throw it to them. So you give her the ball. Okay? You're going to throw it to them. They're going to handle it. You're going to set it. But you're going to set, and you guys so want to back up a little bit because you're going to be hitting right about here. Okay? All right. Take it away. Go. So this is a back set that teaches the kids to stay away from the net. And you can go, okay? So on the court a little bit more, there, good. So this is on the board called front back. Stop teaching front, and start little kids learning how to set a back set to the 3-meter line. Their body wants to put it tight, but they learn to set it off the net. And she's doing this one here. Now, what's the next thing I'm going to do? I'm going to do one more thing. How many balls in motion? 2. That's not enough for me. So I'm going to take another player. Thank you. I'm going to take this group right here, the 4 of you. Come here. Come with me. And you come with me. Come with me. And you're going to be here. And you're going to set the ball to here. Yeah, everybody. So this line, if they're younger, every line would do this, but the middle hitting line, you're going to go from here to here to here, and then back over to here. This line, you hit, then you set, and then you go chase the ball and get into the lat line. She's a setter, so she's going to stay. I'm okay with that. But when they're younger, every one of my kids hits, then sets, and then gets in a different line. And they set here, and then they set here, and then they're hitting as well. Okay? So you got a ball, so you don't need a ball, right? Okay, yeah. All right, so now we have 3 lines. Now, remember we said against the wall, should you hit down or over? Over. If you hit down from here, who's going to be pretty angry at you? All 3 of them. They'll all be going, ugh. Okay, so you got to hit it over. Okay? All right, go. So this change is a change simply of, I now have 3 lines of learning, and I only have 9 meters of net. If I had my ribbon, I don't need to do this, because with my ribbon, I can hit everything that way, and I can be in groups of 2, and they can pass, set, hit in groups of 2, and I get a lot of reps. But now we're getting into 1 net of 9 meters, so I don't do 2, I don't do front, 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 I do front, middle, and back. She's given me a 2-minute sign, so ladies, I am so sorry, but we got to stop. Okay, we have one more drill to show you, high priority drill. It's called 8-ball. And so let's start with this. This is going to take about 4 or 5 minutes to set up, but okay. 1, 2. Okay, you 3 are going to be my first 3, so come on over here. These are the ladies with no knee pads. Up, okay? So you're going to stand here with a ball. You're going to go to be the setter over there. So go over and be a setter. And you're going to go be a receiver over there on the red line on the other side. Okay, so this is triangle number 1. And we're going to do beginners first. So you're going to throw the ball to her. She's going to pass it to the setter, and you're underneath the net. And the setter is going to be off the net a little bit and back here a little bit. And with this is a place where I would weave the swim noodle. I'd weave the swim noodle in here to show them where you should be, because they go to the middle all the time. No, I want you to be right at center. So I weave a noodle in. So, ball. All right, show us what you got. Here's group 1, okay? And now so we're just gonna work on serving and receiving, so you catch it like a setter and then give it to her, okay? All right, go. Yeah, good, good. Tough one, okay? No, you serve. You're serving. You're just the server. Okay, second group. Black shoes, knee pads. Black shoes and knee pads. Black shoes and knee pads. You 3. You're going to stay here with this ball, right behind her. You're going to be over there behind her, and you're going to be over there receiving past that. So this triangle group is the black knee pad with black shoes group. You have to get the ball all the way to your teammate in black and black, and she's going to catch it and give it to you. Okay, so if you can't throw it, you can serve it, but you got to serve that half the court. Okay? It's a tough one for some kids. All right, good, Okay, looking good. Now, white shoe, white shoe, white shoe. You're going to receive here in white shoe. You're going to go be the setter in white shoe, and you're going to be the server over here in white shoe. You're going to be serving from blue. So you're serving to her, so move this way a little bit. Okay, so the three of you in white shoes. Let's see how we do. Here's the group three. Okay, catch it, and then give it to her. Yeah. Catch it like a setter. Okay, one more. Blue line, get out of her way. There you go. And I'd rather you serve, but you gotta serve this area. Okay? Good. All right. And then finally, I don't know, those are pretty cool. I sort of see, no, you're already out, darn. I got white knee pads, I got no knee pads, I got legs. All right, you're over here. This last group is the group with really weird knee pads and dark shoes. So you're going to receive right there. If the rest of you get off the court for a minute, you're going to be the target up there with your shoes, and we have one more funky in black. You're going to be over there serving. So you're going to serve next to her. And you're going to serve to her. So get off the blue, outside of the blue. Okay. So show me your triangle. Throw it all the way to her. All the way to her, and you're going to catch it. Okay. Or serve it. And now give it back to your teammate. Okay. All right, everybody go. Everybody go. So this is 4 balls in action constantly. How can we get more repetitions in the same exercise of serving or throwing, preferably serving? And as these kids get better and warmed up, they serve from here, and then finally, they only serve this half, but they serve from here. They serve. They don't just throw. And the way you get another third of repetitions is this. You give this kid a ball, and you say, as soon as she throws that ball, you give her that ball, and then you catch that ball. Okay, here's the example. Go. Oh, sorry, that group. Yeah, to her. Tough one. Yeah. Ooh, mean serve. So that's, all of you get another ball for here, and that's what you would do. Okay? And now, the last thing, and then I'm done. And I didn't even come close to getting what I wanted to do. And that is this. Okay, stop for a sec. This is called, everybody hold the balls for a second. So, this is called concentration passing. I used to call it distraction passing, but my mom says you're too negative, and so we're concentrating. I cannot touch your body. I cannot touch the ball, but I can bother you. But I can't touch you or the ball, so don't worry about me. Pass it to her, okay? All right, so I'm now the distractor. Serve it to your teammate, who gets to do anything I can, including that, which is like a game, and everything that I'm doing. And after about 4 or 5 minutes, they start to concentrate and not worry about a teammate that's getting in their way, because they know that I'm tracking the ball and giving it to the target. And everybody says I'm supposed to be done, so I'm done. Vuk. Vuk, are we done? Okay.
Thank you, John. I'm sorry for being the bad policeman here, always pushing you. Yeah, we are doing the Q&A. Just something, I'd like to give a round of applause to the girls. Thank you very much, girls. You've been amazing. I really hope that you have enjoyed what you have seen, and of course, then you can revisit everything when we send you the materials. We have some good and some bad news. I would start with the bad news because I like first bad and then good. Bad news is that the coaches tournament is cancelled. We have had 2 injured people, so we rather not risk it anymore. Your health is our priority, of course. But the good news is that we'll have more time for Q&A with John. And I really hope that you have some questions to him. Yeah? Yeah. Anyone with question to John about the training? Yeah. Can I ask you to go passing the mic? Thanks.
Hi, John. So you said for a spiking practice, not to hit down off the wall, which makes total sense. Is there any room for that? Mine are very beginners, for technique and for torque to teach. Is there any space for that practice, or do you just think no, not at all?
Over that will always be there. It will always be there. It'll never go down until in my country, the net goes down from this height when they play 65 and over. In the age group of 65 and over, the net goes lower. But for 50 years, these ladies have to hit over the net. And so I want them to have torque, and I want them to have speed, and I want them to not hit where they look, but I want them to do it over a 2 meters 21 barrier that will be there always, even though blockers make it bigger. Yeah. I think that's important. I just looked at this. Let me do this one for you. Nobody asked me this. This is my observation in coaching. Coaches come into practice and they turn on their coaching radar. And this is what it looks like. And now my coaching radar is on. Zzz, zzz, zzz. And I lock in on a target. Probably, why am I coming up to you? Because you did it right or you did it wrong? Probably.
Probably wrong.
Probably wrong, because I'm a coach. I'm here to help you. And I go, blah, 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 and I see another mistake. And then I see another mistake. And my radar currently here in Europe, in my experience, your radar is turned on to give attention to athletes when they err. And great coaches only worry about errors that are like 4 or more in a row. If they make one mistake, they just don't say anything. But when they do it right, or when they do it better, that's when I'm paying attention to you. Because here's the concept, catch them being good. Stop catching them being bad. If you only catch them being bad, which many coaches do, the only time they get your attention is when they err. And so to get your attention, what do they have to do? Make a mistake. Because otherwise you sit there and go, yep, good, okay, yep. No. There's a whole book called Catch Them Being Good. You don't need to buy it. The guy won a gold medal with it, great. But just catch them being good and stop turning on your radar and catching them when they make a mistake. So I was up there. And then because it's the gym, I gotta show this. I remember my Austrian and Belgian or Bulgarian buddies were supposed to tell me, John, you haven't done the free thing. So I'm doing it now. This is the way, this is an article called Stop Teaching Free Balls. And if you'll be my athlete, you're gonna be my athlete, so stay on the court, okay? Tradition is, in 6-on-6 or many things, tradition is that I stand here and I spike at her, and she digs the ball to the setter, and then they set it and spike it. And tradition is, rather than move the ball cart, I'll come over here sometimes, and I'll hit the ball over the net, and they'll dig it, and they'll set it, and they hit it. If you have a gym where you hit at a player, and she digs it to the setter, you have stolen their skill of putting the third ball over, because they're passing it, so it must be ball 3. I want them to be mean at free ball. So I first ask the kids, where do you like the ball coming from? If you're a setter, where do they like it coming from? And even 10-year-olds go, over here. And where do you like it the least? And they all go, over there. And where do you like it the really least? And they all go, over here. So I want to teach my athletes to give the ball to 1 and 2. Not me, them. In fact, the weirdest part about it is that if I'm standing over here, can I hit it to 1 and 2? If I stand here, can I hit the ball to 1 and 2 in that? No, I can't. The antenna's in the way. So I can't so my kids don't even know what 1 and 2 looks like. So I'm asking you, please, and I'll give this article to Vuk, and you can put it in the CEV. It's called No More Free Balls. I want you to become contact 2. And that means that practice looks like this. There's my player on the court. I'm going to do something like this, and I'm going to go, help, help, help. And where does that ball got to go because I'm contact 2? Where are you going to put the ball? Contact 2 means the third ball goes over the net. And where do we want every ball to go? 1 and 2. So I'll be here, and I'll be mean, and I'll throw it low. Or I'll be nicer, and I'll throw it higher. Or I'll be really nice and throw it really high. But I want them to get good at 1 and 2. And then the last concept is that if you coach young kids, and even in Olympics, serve reception, they often go like this with their serve receive, and it doesn't go anywhere here, it goes here. And so young kids have to see a lot of balls coming from here, and so in the scrimmages, this is to just start a scrimmage point where I'm throwing a ball in, but instead of throwing it to be contact 3 and they do 1, 2, 3, I'm going to do something like this. Help, 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 help. And the player has to run to it, and back pump it, or turn around and shoot it. I don't know. But they have to get good at this with confidence to 1 and 2, not me. I don't play any points. They have to get good at it. So I do put the ball in as coach in 6-on-6, but I'm always contact number 2 and get them to learn to be really slimy. That's an English word, like Ghostbusters, slimy. Slimy at putting the third ball in mean. Because right now they put it nice. Usually right to the middle of the court. Because they don't want to miss. Because they don't know how to do it. Because they haven't done it enough. And when you do it enough, with confidence, they turn and they just, and so I told a couple coaches that in my gym, can I borrow your clipboard for a second? Thanks. In my gym, that the opposing coach does this. So you put it to 1 and 2, and the opposing coach does this. That was a free ball. If they drop their clipboard and they scream any version of, my God, that was a free ball, the whole team gets ice cream. And you see that happen, and all of a sudden my kids are screaming and yelling. Of course, we got the point, but the whole exciting part is that you get a slam clipboard and a, God, that was so easy. How did you miss that? Thank you. So that's why that says free ball up there, for sure. Slap, slap, spike. Here's my 8-year-old that's never played. Hi, I'm a volleyball coach. I only have this net. I stand here off the net about 2 meters. I have my 8-year-old put her hands up, and I throw the ball to her, and she slaps it to me because she's 8, and then I bump it, or I hand set it to you, and then you spike the third ball where? Over the net. Over the net. And so when you come into a school and you say, hi, I'm a volleyball coach, this is the 3-meter attack line in the Olympics, and this set right here is called a pipe, and the low set we call a bic, and I know you're just 8 years old, but we're all gonna hit bics, because little kids can't set high outside, but they can slap a pretty low ball, and if you're expecting a low ball, I throw the ball to you, you slap it to me, I slap it to you, and then you hit a low set over the net. And as soon as they demonstrate that, the ribbon's up, and I get 15 groups of 2, everybody going slap, slap, spike. And then you can say, ball, superhero, spike. But it doesn't work that way in the beginning. They just slap it, and then they slap it again, and then they jump and hit it. And they leave your first session having spiked. And the boys and girls want to come back to volleyball, not, do I have to go back? That's a big change in my culture from when I was a young coach. So that's why it says slap, slap, spike up there too. So, questions, other questions? I've got a microphone you can borrow. I know it's getting to be dinner time. We're not going to have a coaches tournament.
Yeah, but this is a decision that's been made, so yeah. Well, no one with any more questions? Yes? Great.
Machines that toss balls. Do you ever use service machines?
I throw up on them. The machine that we sometimes use with the medium level national team players is the serving machine on a box that serves a really high-speed jump serve, because the players can't do it enough for their shoulder. But to serve a floater, or to set a ball, or pop up a ball, or to have it, Americans have so many machines, and they're all a waste of money. They're practicing so the machine looks good, but they're not learning to when and where to jump. And they're not getting a chance to read, so what we do is we want them to feel that speed that they may not have felt at the next level there, and feel it and know how to absorb it. Or they don't really absorb it. Again, it's not an absorption. It's get the angle right to keep it on my side. It's not I absorb. No, that doesn't happen. So a question about serving machines, I save all my money for machines and I buy more of these. And I give them to the pipeline that feeds me. I hope, and we probably will talk a little bit about it tomorrow, but I hope that all of you have started to get ideas that you will go back from this time together and you promise me you'll do one thing. You will spend $40 out of your own pocket to buy 2 or 3 pizzas, and you will invite the school teachers that potentially teach and experience volleyball to come share pizza with you, and you give them a condensed version of how to make kids love volleyball. Kids love volleyball when they have enough nets to play over. They don't love volleyball when they stand in a line or they watch their teammates play tennis and they don't ever touch the ball. The boys just go, why am I going to do this game? This is stupid. There's no fun in this. But when you hit first and you play 2-on-2 and 3-on-3, at the PE level, even if they only teach volleyball for 2 weeks, they make it fun for 2 weeks, they'll come to your club. They'll come to your program. Not the tradition that I did, which was hit balls at you, making me feel good because I could hit a girl and boom, or whatever, and then they go home with bruises and, why do I do this sport? So, defense is important, but most of the opponents at 8, 9, 10 to 15 don't crank balls. They hit loops. They hit over like this. So that's the kind of balls that you should hit at them. Any other questions? Was there one over here? Okay. My Israeli friend. This guy's learning motor learning. It's good.
Trying.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Too loud?
There are 2 words you can't say in this gym. 3 words. You can't say try when you go back to your gym. You're not allowed to say try. Why? Because it's an excuse to not do it. It's a failure methodology. Party at your place in room 702? I'll try and be there. What did I just tell you? I'm not coming. I'm not coming. I'll try and be there. I'm not coming. It's not that I don't want you to do it. I just want you to understand. You've never done it before, so 1 out of 10 makes me happy. But don't try. I want you to do it. Okay? I want you to get rid of the word but. That's a really cool pair of pants you have on. But what's coming next? In any language is a slam. So I complimented you, and then my tradition says but, and the door slams on the compliment, and they can't hear the compliment. All I'm going to say in your language, Spanish, whatever, Latvian, it doesn't matter, is to say, that's a cool pair of pants, and when you can change and from but to and, that's a cool pair of pants, and you still hear that it's a cool pair of pants, but slams the door. And the last one you got to get rid of is the word don't. You heard me say it a little bit from my mom. Final story. Playing in Italy against a team we haven't beaten for 17 years. About 3,000 or 4,000 fans. We're up 2-0, 13-5. We're 2 points away from winning. My setter, Paolo Rossi, goes back and serves the ball right into the middle of the net. We side out. My middle blocker, Massimo Rafaldi, serves the ball right into the middle of the net. Side out again, I go back to serve. And my coach says, non batte la palla nella rete. And even if you don't speak Italian, you know what he said. And I looked at him and said, va bene, Ugo. I could backwards into the crowd. We got the next ball, and they set me a bick, and we won. And in the locker room, my coach goes, K cazzo fai. And I said, I think you said don't serve in the net. I'm not really good in Italian, but I think you said don't serve in the net. He goes, that's exactly what I said to you. And I said, I didn't. I said, Ugo, you are a great coach, but you are really negative. If you had said, Paolo and Massimo missed, put yours into 5, put yours over and in, I would have gone over and in, no problem. But you told me don't serve it in the net, and I didn't. And Massimo, come here you guys. Tell Ugo what you're thinking when he says don't serve into the net. And what are you thinking about if I say don't think about a pink elephant?
A pink elephant.
Do not think about a pink elephant.
Only one thing.
Yeah, you think about so help them get better faster by not saying don't. Stop with don't. Thank you, and now we go back to your question.
So I'm studying motor learning, right? Not trying. The question is this: what's your opinion? What's your opinion on the idea of like a correct technique versus a technique that fits the player? So like I see a lot of top level players, they don't play the same way.
Leon asked a great question. What about these top level players? The research is showing, if you want to leave here, I didn't give you much. There's one article in the PowerPoint, but go study ecological dynamics, okay? Just Google maybe ecological dynamics in Serbian or, whatever. There's probably people that have translated good things into your language on ecological dynamics. And all it's saying is that every human is unique. There is core concepts of opening the door and slamming the door, but technique varies within every kid, and we don't want to make them machines. We want them to be them. And we want them to problem solve new things because, boy, you guys, in my experience, this is America's gym. A player makes a mistake, and the next thing you see is this. And they make a mistake, and the next thing you see is, because the coach is the source of all answers. Instead of me guiding their discovery, me guiding them to understand why. And the one I talked about earlier was this. I guide them to understand they need to swing sooner and faster. I don't tell them, reach, technical, or I don't even tell them, like you saw the girls problem solve it on their own. By problem solving that weave pepper, they will remember it way better than if I told them what to do. And that exists for everything we do. So, you got a homework assignment, ecological dynamics, and you'll become a better coach of any sport, not just volleyball. Okay, well tell them about it and how to find it even.
No, well, I wrote a paper about ecological dynamics in my studies. It's not published anywhere, but I could share it to the organizers. It basically explains what's the idea behind it and how it's applied to sports coaching. So if anyone is interested, I'm happy to share it.
I'm going to catch him being good. This is me catching him being good. And so he's going to get something priceless that is probably worth $100 on eBay. A USA Volleyball rubber duck for your bathtub.
That's perfect, because my daughter has like
Because You heard him. He's going to give it to CEV, and you'll be able to read the work he did as a volleyball coach on ecological dynamics, and that's awesome. Here's another idea. These are glow-in-the-dark stars. They're very inexpensive. At the end of practice, I find a kid that did something they've never done before. I write on the back in a felt pen on September 9/17/22, jump serve. I give them the little glue sticky thing, and I give it to the athlete. The athlete goes home and puts it where? In their bedroom. And every time the light goes off, the star shines, and they remember you catching them being good. And if they get more over the season, because they do from me, they have a little constellation in their room. And I have high school kids who go to college, scrape the stars off, go to their dorm in the college and put the stars back up. Because I caught them being good, okay? And you can do the same thing in the gym. You can do Hollywood stars. When somebody pursues the ball all the way out to here, and you haven't seen that before, you stop practice. You say, everybody over here. Vuk just pursued the ball. My gosh, 15 feet, 5 meters off the court. I put a piece of tape down. I write Vuk 9/17/22, 5 meters, and we have a little celebration. We clap and you go, yeah, and we go, that's who we are. We have relentless pursuit. We just chase everything. We never give up. That's what's so weird about our game. The ball gets served, it's not this line. It's from here. If you could go out in the parking lot and bring the ball back, because our court is the entire world once you hit it, once the ball's served. Okay, there's more, but we don't have time. Oh, here's my last one. Time out. This is young John KESSEL. This is called 6006 Coach. Young John KESSEL. Ace, 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 ace. She calls the timeout. I come up to my kids and I go blah, 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 and then I go sit back down. What often happens after all those good serves? They make a mistake. And then I start coaching. I slam my clipboard down. Damn it! Susie, you know you're supposed to serve in after a timeout. What the heck? God darn it. That's not coaching in a timeout. When she calls the timeout, I get them together and I go blah, 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 and then I look at Susie. Susie, why'd this coach call this timeout? She wants me to miss. And what are we going to do? I'm going to serve in. Show me. You see, the first coach reacted. The second coach teaches and is teaching in advance, teaches why that coach called the timeout. But I'm also a human. My kids aren't perfect. Shank, 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 shank. Timeout. And this is me as a young coach. You guys, come here. We need a pass. I said that for like 10 years. Until one of the kids goes, no shit, Sherlock. When are you going to start coaching? Do you feel better? Okay, help us figure out this 6 shank in a row problem. We know we're supposed to pass. And I call them oh really statements. I used to do them a lot. I'd say stupid things, and now my kids go, really? Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, I'm not coaching, I'm just feeling frustrated. So your timeouts should be proactive, not reactive, and they should be, you may not, if you watch me coach, you'll see it. When my kids do something amazing, I call a timeout. And I catch him being good. And I might even hand him a glow-in-the-dark star right then. And I celebrate, we did it in the middle of a competition. The problem is you usually get ready to call a timeout, and it was such a great thing that what's the other coach do? Calls the timeout. And I go, damn, I wanted to call the timeout. But they're calling it because they're trying to stop the momentum that our kid had done or whatever. So, yeah, we got a lot more to cover. The good news is we've got tomorrow to talk for a more longer time, and I'm happy to entertain questions tomorrow. I think we need to go eat, drink, and be merry. Is that what we're doing?
Might be. Exactly. Thank you very much, Sean. It's been amazing.